So if you ask me why, it might be a long answer or short answer. We'll try and keep it short, but there is a lot to share on that journey. So interestingly, I traveled to New Zealand on my 33rd birthday and arrived in New Zealand still on my 33rd birthday, 33, 33. And New Zealand is 33 vibration, like the anchoring point for the Antarctica energies for the planetary restoration. I'll come to that in a moment, but just to describe that, the moment I've arrived here, I'll just recognize the land, the energy. Oh my goodness, this is home. And it felt perfect. And then it tied with my, say, we call them past lives, but nothing is really past or future. There is no really linear time. Everything is in the vortex. So let's conditionally call it past time, past life. I've recognized many of my Antarctica lives and the Lemurian lives, specifically Lemurian Waitaha presence on the shores of New Zealand, where Waitaha is what we call today light workers. Other name would be Ariana, Arai-ana, who come from the source and bring the light and become individual. Arai-ana, bring the knowledge, give the knowledge, and complete the change through the Magedon axis. Ariana Magedon. And Macedonia, where I was born, is the Magedon, the land of Magedon, magnetic Eden, or in ancient Slavic language, Eden means oneness, so magnetic oneness. So that's how the entire restoration was happening. Anyway, felt like I arrived home. So New Zealand has got maybe more light workers per capita than anywhere else in the world for a reason. Because it serves simply as opener of the Antarctica energies and Antarctica corridors, like the shining transmitter, if you like, for the Antarctica templates, because they need to translate somehow from the vibration into presence. Somebody needs to speak the knowledge, somebody needs to write the knowledge, somebody needs to bring the codes. Many interesting aspects open up. So that's why New Zealand has been kept probably the last part of the livable environment that was discovered by the three-dimensional humanity. So New Zealand only had a population of, say, Maori people who arrived around 600 years ago. Then a couple of hundred years ago, everyone else came, white people from Europe, connecting the lineages and from around the world. So New Zealand somehow, even the name says, is the first light, is the first zone that receives the light. Aotearoa, which is the Maori name of New Zealand, means the bearer of light, or is also translated as the long, wide clouds, like the carrier of the wide light. Zealand also means Ze. Ze is the goddess of the light. Zealand, meaning the New Zealand, corresponds with the Zealand in Netherlands, in Europe. So this is the New Zealand, which is the new light again. So from many aspects, you know, through the inner deep recognition, even the name came through. So it's basically the transmitter. Officially, nothing is spoken of the history of New Zealand before Maori. No officially, but Maori people who have their oral tradition were still speaking of the very tall, blonde, seemingly people with either blonde or red hair, flaming red hair, and blue eyes that they've met when they came here. And they call them the people of the mist, because Of course, Maori people were bringing the vibration of the 3D, so they started attacking the Waitaha colonies and so forth, but they would never give any resistance. So even later on, they were found like lying in a circle, killed all there, but not in resistance, not in combat, in peaceful circling. So the consciousness, obviously, of the two groups was very different. And what is given and known through the tradition is that the Waitaha simply changed their vibrational overtone. So they just like a change the vibration of their bodies enough so that other people can't see them, only certain people. And that's when they became, and till today are known as a people of the mist. Like I can only be seen as a mist, as a very transparent presence, and became being shapeshifters, of course, also very small as a Patu Paireja, like the fairy beings, but there were certainly interactions. And the modern light workers were actually from the rankings of the Waitaha that were literally like physically removed at that point. They incarnated all around the world in different nations, and one way or the other found their way back to New Zealand. When we look at each other and we recognize that, initially when I arrived and I recognized I'm a Waitaha, I've been here riding above the land and keeping the codes of the land, and it was like, say, collective priesthood of Sharaka Aparana that I was part of. So it was all pure in my consciousness. But then I thought maybe this is like, my story, the land called me again. And then all of a sudden, almost all of the light workers that we come in touch and talk, oh yes, I had the same. So we recognize that we've been pulled from different nations to hold the vibration of that nation, of that land, connect through New Zealand, bring all the Antarctica codes and send them again. It's just a simple mission.
How do you do that? How do you put on practice all your knowledge, and how do you use it with other people too?
Well, when it comes to the qualifications, I have 2 diplomas, one in pharmacy. So that's a medical school, Department of Pharmacy, how it is in Europe positioned. And then I've done the full diploma in naturopathy and herbalism. But all of the knowledge, everything I work with comes from the divine. It's a divine knowledge. We all possess it. We all have access, whether we use it or not or whatever, depends how that person wants to play their game in life. I have dedicated completely, I'm living in the divine. I'm not interested in anything else. Doesn't hold any attractiveness to me. Whatever is in the polarity, it's just simply not attractive. Divine way is what it is. So every technology that I bring, everything that is divinely given is between that person and the divinity. So she will bring various ways how the person is helped and transformed. One way which is working brilliantly is through the light language. So I was activated in the light language some 18 years ago. Light language is, as we speak of that sound, like the template we were talking about, Antarctica ringing. You remember again, the template sits within the magnetic writing of the universe, if you like. It's the information. The cosmic bioinformation lies within the magnetic field. So the sound carries this vibration. I don't know, have you ever had an opportunity to listen to the cosmic language, like a light language when it is used? It's not ordinary language that can be understood through the mind, but it's still the sequence of sounds. And this instrument, the throat, is incredibly potent instrument that humanity has not been using properly. It's only starting to use it now. So when I was activated to do the light language 18 years ago, I was given by the divine that now some special activation will happen. I was asked to lie down, and I literally felt how the energy was working around my throat. Nothing hurts, but you feel it's almost like a rearranged. I don't know how to explain it even. After that, for 21 days, I couldn't taste anything, couldn't smell anything. And the sound was like I have these two big pillows on my ears and I'm hearing something from the distance. Anyway, I don't think that one body can produce that amount of mucus. For 21 days, it was like a pouring, clear mucus, nothing painful, no inflammation. I feel amazing, not sick or anything, but the body was restructuring and releasing through that mucus. 21st day, boom, stopped overnight. And I started doing the light language. When I would like this, like a click on my teeth, I would hear in my head like a crystal sound, you know, like when you bang the crystal glass and you hear this high sound. So what the cosmic language does the direct reprogramming, removes the old program and overrides it with the high vibrational new program of the divinity. That's how all the coding happens. So it's not intellectual thing. It's not even just receiving the energy. It's a complete readiness to be programmed in your fields to be the highest version of yourself, the true version of yourself. Mm-hmm. So recalling the original pattern,